All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, welcome, wherever you are in the world at this time. We're going to be getting started soon with some Total War Warhammer competitive battles, some King of the Hill style. So yeah. Competitors are getting locked in. We've got Falcon versus Zimmerix. And yeah. Falcon's going to be kicking it off with the Lizardmen. Did mention he wanted to play them a bit today, so here we are. Welcome. Got Frank in the house, William. Guys are here and ready. Fantastic. Should be a good time today. Was hoping to do this a little bit earlier in the day, but I got caught up doing some other things, and yeah, now is the time. So here we are. On the Stallion Tomb, going to be going Vampire Counts versus the Lizardmen. Very interesting. Falcon going with the Cult of Sotek subfaction, which is probably one of the coolest color schemes in the game, in my opinion. I'm a big sucker for that black and gold. Like Hellebrand's color scheme, honestly. Her faction's color scheme is really good. Too bad they don't have any unique units. Not really any reason to take them. To be honest, Cult of Sotek doesn't either. It's more just for the color scheme. But hey, Samurai, what's up, man? Crazy, greetings from Germany. Hello. Got Ronan in the house. He's also on the list. So we should be seeing him in a little while. Welcome. Good to have all you guys here today. Absolute pleasure being here. And yeah, we're going to get it going. I have a few... I'm going to be making an announcement video. I keep meaning to make it, but I just got a lot going on right now. I got an announcement video that I'm hopefully going to be posting later tonight. I did a few things and am doing a few things. I'm going to be starting to stream more non-Total War content on Twitch, just because, yeah, I don't want to cloud up this feed too much with other random stuff. But for those of you guys who do want to join me on there, I'll be posting some details shortly. I also did the Meta Minutes podcast with Aerocrastic this week. Had a great discussion about the Empire. So for those of you guys who are interested in playing the Empire, who want to learn more, absolutely go check out the Meta Minutes podcast. You know what? Let me grab a link for you guys who are in the chat here right now. Let's see here. And for Aerocrastic, here we go. So, yep, a nice discussion about the Empire. So that'll be there in chat, and I'll also try and remember to post it after the fact in the comments. No guarantees on that, but go ahead and ready up in-game so these guys can just get rolling when they're ready. And we'll be getting it going shortly. Yeah, so just looking here. What else? Other announcements. Yeah, I'm probably going to be hosting a tournament next weekend. I've been another thing I've been kind of meaning to do, just haven't got around to yet, but should be able to finally get to it. Being Sunday next week, so a week from today. Probably do a full open style tournament, but I need to work on some details for that. And yeah, just happy to be here. Twitch hates you. Yeah, Twitch is interesting platform. There's a reason. One of the multiple reasons, I should say, a multitude of reasons why I specifically stream on YouTube, because yeah. The community is on YouTube. Not only that, like just I find the discoverability on Twitch is not very good. So I've always wanted to do YouTube purely for discoverability's sake. Like originally, my intention was when I started uploading videos is that I would upload videos on YouTube and stream on Twitch. But, you know, after Turin especially having a lot of success streaming Total War Warhammer content on YouTube, you know, I eventually just decided that's what I should do as well. And it's worked out well so far. but especially for like the non-Total War content, especially, I mean, I guess I could just start a secondary YouTube channel and only stream on there. But I mean, from what I understand, people who would potentially sub on Twitch or like buy bits and like give tips on Twitch, I understand the cut for creators is a little bit better. So there's a few reasons to do both, but will not let you stream. That's too bad. That is a shame. Yeah, it's definitely an odd one. Okay, let's fade the music out there, get rid of that, and have a look at these builds. So, for the cohort of Sotek here, we've got a Life Slan up front, Skink Skirmishers, Bastillodon, Ancient Stegodon, some Saurus Warriors, the Temple Guard, Regiment of Renown, Star Chamber Guardians, and some Sacred Rock'em Sock'em Crocodiles. Pretty fun pick in this matchup. Their terrible melee defense makes them pretty bad, honestly. Only 26 melee defense for a unit of this price range is just abysmal, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you can see the cohort of Sotek, who are, you know, half the price, low armor, kind of damage dealer type unit, have, like, literally almost the same melee defense, right? So you realize how bad the Rock'em Sock'em Crocodiles are just from that fact, but they can be good in certain niche situations. I mean, the magic damage, the good armor piercing is definitely okay. As for the counts, I do see a corpse card, so already we're off to a good start here. We've got an Unholy Lodestone, Heinrich, yes. Apparently I'm not the only one memeing with him these days, although he is inserted his skirt and clipped it through this horse. It's fantastic. We've also got some White Kings here. And yeah, so a nice little horse squad. We've got Sternsmen, a couple of Graveguard with great weapons, a second line of Crypt Horrors for some extra mass and AP, spears up front, some hounds out to the periphery. That's an interesting one. No Mortis Engine potentially is going to be an issue, but that corpse cart also is an excellent target for the Solar Engine, of course, dealing that sweet fire damage. Get a nice damage boost shooting at the corpse cart. Unholy Lodestone's 500 points as well, so it's a pretty decent target to be shooting at. I'd be curious as well if you could maybe pick off models on these Crypt Horrors, but this is a pretty nice little rush. We'll see how it does. Yeah, that is a good point, Optimus Pine. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why, like, especially for my big, you know, Total War related content, like the Total War multiplayer stuff that I'm known for, the thing that most of my audience, I think, will watch is always going to be on YouTube, for sure. It's just kind of the more like weird, esoteric stuff. Like I recently downloaded and started playing Endless Legend, which is pretty fun. Amplitude Studios, I believe, is the developers. Also being published by Sega, another kind of similar type game, but more real-world history based, called Humankind, kind of a Civ competitor, if you will. And I kind of wanted to dive into their systems and just get a feel for that game. And so I've been playing that a little bit on my own time. And that's the kind of game that I would definitely stream on Twitch, just so that I wouldn't clutter up the YouTube feed. And maybe eventually I would get a second channel and like upload the VODs specifically, so that they wouldn't be lost. But I don't know. I'll think about it. Why is Kemmler a meme? Yeah, he's actually really good. I don't the meme. I don't know why he's a meme, to be honest. I think he's actually really good. I've for a long time have thought that he's really good. When they nerfed the summons originally, when they gave them timers, Krell's summon was way too short, and that did make Kemmler feel a little bit bad. And I think people kind of stopped using it because of that. But anyway, you can see here that the dogs got mixed up with the cohort of Sotek. Looks like they actually found him in the corner of the map, went back there and started to take them out. But Falcon's doing his job kiting a little bit here. He can't really kite too much with the dinos, obviously, because they're relatively slow. But these Temple Guards come forward. They're going to have to be careful. Great Guard with great weapons will match up reasonably well against them. And those Crypt Horrors, man, they're just getting torn apart. Invocation of the Heck going to try and save them. Meanwhile, Earthblood going to be used on the Temple Guard there. And look at that point-blank blast from the Solar Engine. Oh yeah, here we go. Sacred Crocsgores fighting Crypt Horrors. I really don't think I've ever seen this before in the game, so you see something new every day. That's the great thing about Warhammer. Honestly, Game 3's got me very excited for monstrous infantry fights. Like, obviously we're going to be getting ogres, and and all that jazz. Slon's in here fighting, and Kemmler, if he's taking the brunt of this damage, is going to be taking a lot of damage, but looks like he's relatively secure for now. Undeath Resurgent actually buffing up, and it looks like Heroic Killing Blow and Potion of Strength being used simultaneously to give 100% weapon strength increase to those White Kings. You know, while those are active, of course, they're being poisoned, so won't be fully effective, but still, so far, looking not too bad. The vampires are definitely really blobbed up here. You can see multiple units of spears, kind of Graveguard, all concentrated into this pocket. He definitely needs to get some of these spears, hook up and around, occupy these skink skirmishers. Just get a zombie summon in the back line, which is pretty good. But you can see these Temple Guard are starting to get kind of worn down over time here. The Sternsmen, Konigstein Stalkers, just kind of whittling away left and right. The White Kings also have anti-infantry. Although they're large, they don't necessarily want to be fighting, Temple Guard for too long. They can do stuff like this, go after the Slon, potentially pressure him, push him around a little bit, and displace him off of his position here. Kemmler, as well, could potentially follow up, and looks like we've got the Krell summon active. Unfortunately, Horse Demi-Krell here, number 1, got killed by the Ancient Stegodon there and the Star Chamber Guardians, but this Krell potentially could get a good hit on this Slon here. The Slon might be in a bad situation. He's going to have to float away on his chair there. More zombie summons, unfortunately, will not hold the Slon back, though. Basically has infinite mass on his chair there. Not quite, but because it kind of floats through the air, he's easily able to escape those infantry at the very least. And meanwhile, Krell and the White Kings and such are going to have a relatively hard time keeping up. But you can see, actually, Kemmler himself is going to go after this. Some Curse of Years being used to actually debuff the melee attack of all these troops. It looks like Krell's actually fighting this Ancient Stegodon, not getting the best end of the engagement, but at the same time, we'll see how he does there. The Slon getting pressured, though, is pretty good. Just keeping him pushed around, keeping that pressure up on the healer there. The Solar Engine, unfortunately, and these Skink Skirmishers just getting free reign. Got a Skink Bro on foot as well, of course. Got to fill those hero slots, and this guy actually does really nice, consistent DPS to those Cryptors over a long game. So them being back here, just continuously picking away. The Vampires not really having the tools to get over there and take them down, but you can see the infantry fight actually is going pretty decisively in the way of the Vampires. The Graveguard with Great Weapons in particular, they're doing pretty well here. Yeah, 62 kills, just about got an XP chevron there, so great performance from them. Krell is also doing quite a bit. This Slon is just having a hard time finding a safe place from all of this stuff. A lot of the Lizardmen troops are kind of starting to dwindle a little bit, but of course, balance of power is still very close. This Ancient Stegodon is basically untouched, and the Rock'em Sock'em Crocodiles are still fighting here, so it's definitely still anybody's game, absolutely. And Zimmerix needs to try and continue to pressure that Slon if he can, but I'm not sure where his hero squad went off to. Obviously, Krell probably is gone at this point from his summit. It looks like the White King's actually pushing through, along with Kemmler, to try and get in and get at the Slon here. But oh boy, Slon Thick Boy comes to block Kemmler in between, and if this Stegodon can get a couple of attack animations in here, it could potentially finish off Kemmler, but it looks like might not actually be able to do any attack animations there. It's bugging out a little bit, but oh yeah, there we go. Big hit on Kemmler. That's all it takes to try and turn this game back in favor, as if it wasn't already. But yeah, nice block there. Body block from the Slon. And at this point, the Vampires are kind of starting to run out of steam a little bit. The Skink Skirmishers have used up all of their ammo and haven't taken a single loss, so, you know, the Hounds really weren't able to provide any kind of consistent pressure there. And oh man, look at this. Look at this Banishment about to be dropped here. This is absolutely going to finish off a number of these Vampire Counts units. Those Graveguard in particular and the Sternsmen. You can see the models just getting absolutely shredded by that Banishment there. Wow, that is pretty intense. Solar Engine as well continue to just fire with extreme prejudice from the flank here, just executing those Crypt Horrors one by one. What happens when the Sacred Croc scores get an itch? Shetland Apache asking the important questions that everyone wants the answers to. Doing well, Rubber Duck, doing well. Thank you for asking. Do I remember pre-Krell Kemmler? Yeah, that was the real meme, was when Krell wasn't in the game yet, and Kemmler was just all sad and alone with his Chaos Tombblade. Yeah. Those were the days. And Mechasaurus, yeah, good to hear you're enjoying the start. Yeah, it's a lot to learn. Take your time by all means, but this is a good. You know, speaking for myself, obviously, toot my own horn a little bit here, but I would say this is a good place to start. But yeah, decent effort from Zimmerix there. I actually kind of like the pick of the Graveguard with great weapons. You can see when they do get a nice engagement on Temple Guards, they actually trade very cost efficiently there. The White Kings and Kemmler kind of running around, pressuring the Life Salon wasn't quite enough at the end of the day, but still an interesting one. The Cryptors, I'm not the biggest fan of necessarily. I do think that there's some merit to having them in certain matchups, but yeah, maybe not here necessarily. Okay, let's get the next competitor lined up here. We've got Shetland Apache on deck. Alright, so I'm going to wave. Normally in these King of the Hills, I'll say that the sitting king can't pick the same faction twice, but we're going to do a little bit of a special occasion today, and I might actually change the name of the stream and the thumbnail and everything in honor of this. But Falcon's going to make a run with the Lizardmen here and see what he can do. So yeah, let's go ahead and find a map here. Let's go with Doc Karaz here. Nice map in the realm of the dwarves. I'm going to go ahead and change the thumbnail here. Let's find a nice lizard-themed one. Here we go. Okay, now we have changed the stream title and thumbnail to be a bit more appropriate to the current theming. And yeah, here we are. Shetland Apache going to be taking the dwarfs, I would imagine, against the lizardmen. Dwarfs. We'll see. Shetland is pretty good with the dwarfs, and the dwarfs actually have a pretty good matchup here against the lizardmen. It's definitely one that can kind of go either way. But Falcon obviously pretty confident with the Lizardmen, so we'll see what he can do here. Well, Rubber Duck, I can show you my top secret notepad here. Let's get some music queued up as well. I really need to expand my library. One thing I'm very excited about in Total War's Creative Assembly, I should say, has started releasing their... oh, looks like Shetland's going Empire. Nice. Hopefully you'll see some grenade launchers. Maybe some wild war wagons. But anyway, Creative Assembly has been releasing the soundtracks for their games. Like, they just released the soundtrack for Three Kingdoms. And they're also doing this. They just released the soundtrack for Viking Battle for Asgard. Which, I mean, come on. I know. I'm just kidding. But anyway... yeah, so as they release more of their game soundtracks, I'm going to try and get more of them downloaded and loaded up so we don't necessarily always have to listen to the Med 2 soundtrack, even though it is one of the best by far, probably of any video game ever made. That's just, my opinion. But, anyway, welcome. Quite a few in here today. Lord Benedict, you just missed, Kemmler and a bunch of White Kings losing to Lizardmen. It was good. Love Bretonia, but struggle using it. Any suggestions? Oof. Bretonia is hard to be good with. You can be good with them. They're a difficult faction in a lot of ways. Your infantry is pretty low leadership typically, and they're just not very good at doing stuff. They're good at like dying and running away pretty much. Cavalry is excellent for the most part, although they do lack armor piercing. As a broad rule, there's one that has armor piercing, and the rest have anti-large and non-armor piercing, so you really lack proper anti-large AP in a lot of ways. You really only get that from heroes, or like men-at-arms with polearms, which aren't really very cost-effective. They can be, I guess, but they're like really if they were like, I don't know, 475 even, they'd still probably struggle to be cost-effective. Maybe not. That's pretty cheap for a halberd. That's like almost zombie halberd status, but I'm gonna be honest, they pretty much have zombie stats just about. Maybe not that bad. Anyway. Yeah, Lewin is an absolute powerhouse. Sword of Crone is your best friend for when you're trying to kill stuff. Like, you charge in with Lewin, and then they're all going to countercharge him. He can tank some damage, so you pop his defensive buff, or maybe you wait. You pop Sword of Crone, and then once everything charges him, you pop Sword of Crone. Then you charge in with your other stuff, like whatever, Pegasus Knights, Royal Pegasus Knights, Hippogriffs. You have Ground Cav too, whatever. Smack the mic real quick. And once they're debuffed and their armor and melee defense are debuffed by Sword of Crone, that's when you want to do your big strike, your big cavalry strike. And you just do a lot more damage that way. Peasants, Bretonian peasants, I mean, that's literally what they're good at. Favorite faction? Definitely the Empire. Bretonia is a close second, but yeah, the Empire for sure is my favorite faction. I do love the Greenskins also, I'm not gonna lie. Greenskins were my old favorite. Like, back in Warhammer 1, I would say Greenskins were definitely my favorite. And before I loved Pistoliers, I loved another skirmish cav. It's true. It's true. Gobbo, Wolf Rider Archers. In Game 1, they were my favorite skirmish cav in the game. Now, obviously, now that's changed to Pistoliers, but can't wait for more Norskin legendary characters. Yes, yes. Oh, that reminds me. I need to finish up. I have a script about Sirtha Ek for Legendary Lord. I need to finish that and get that video done and uploaded. Like these guys are ready. Almost. Alberic isn't enough for AP. No, Lorenzo, because like you just need AP in a lot more situations. Like armored halberds, especially, are really hard for you to deal with, or armored monsters. Those are kind of the two banes of Bretonia: is armored halberds and armored monsters. So you really need good anti-large armor piercing, because that's that's kind of common knowledge now. A lot of people, you can expect them to bring those units against you. So you need more, like Alberic, only having, even like Alberic plus Gotrek is not enough anti-large AP in most cases, right? Okay, and here we are. Okay, Sisters of Thorn. Sisters of Thorn are pretty cool. They're very, very strong. They're just very expensive. They're the most expensive skirmish cav in the game, right? So, yeah, that's literally what makes Wolf Riders good, is that they're so cheap. That's literally the one of the only good things about them. They're cheap and they're fast. They have 60 unit models too, which is okay. Yeah, it's not nothing, but let's see what we've got here. As for Lizardmen, Skink Cohort with Javs up front, we've got a Solar Engine, some Cold One Riders, a Feral Bastillodon. Looks like a Croc Score Ancient, Skink Priest, Lore of Beasts, Chameleon Skinks. And, yeah, it's a lizard build. Who is leading the way here? We've got, yeah, Croc Score Ancient. That's right, Skink Priest, Lore of Beasts. Good stuff. Yeah, up front, War Wagons. Kind of expected this, to be honest. Got some War Wagons, some Free Company, and a pretty deep Vanguard. No, I guess not that deep of a Vanguard. Got some Halberdiers, Spearmen, and a couple of Hellblaster Volley Guns. Very interesting. Some grenade launchers as well. So this is just all the Wild Empire units. Not a lot of cav, but a lot of guns. Definitely. Hey, what's up, Aristo? Ah, yes. Yeah, I'm here to ensure that you never have a good night's sleep again. No, I'm just kidding. No, what you should do, and I have often been told this, is that people actually fall asleep to my videos. So, what is this? Huntsman General? Interesting. So you could always put my video on very, very quietly, you know, like on your phone or something next to your bed. Just super, super quiet, and let my soothing voice soothe you to sleep. Meme blasters. Yes. Let's see what we can do. Already, Falcon immediately knowing that he has no hope whatsoever against the Wild War Wagons. So let's see what they can do here. Now, the War Wagons shooting at the Chameleon Skinks is going to be somewhat inefficient. Now, he can't see them yet, but they should be popping into range soon. Now, the question is, are the War Wagons going to go all in for a charge here? Nope, they go ahead and nope out of there. They do actually do enough missile damage to... Yeah, see, they don't finish off the unit models here. Because of the missile resistance in particular of the Chameleon Skinks, they take very little damage, and they don't start to lose unit models very quickly there. But you can see the Free Company already opening up on the Skinks here. Grenade launchers also raining in. Absolutely wild, although the grenade launchers themselves are taking some return fire. And the Free Company here, they're kind of just meant to block up this advance, provide some different points for the Lizardmen to potentially blob up. Definitely unleashing a pretty punishing volleys so far, but a lot of their units they're shooting are not particularly expensive. That being said, the real powerhouse units, obviously, for the Empire, the Hellblaster Volley Gun. Let's see where these guys are firing. Unfortunately, don't have firing arcs for them. But looks like they're shooting at the Chameleon Skinks, which is definitely a good target for them to shoot at. Chameleon Skinks, with their loose formation, will get absolutely shredded by the Hellblaster, but I don't know. 2 meme blasters is a lot. You can see here that these Skink cohort overextended a little bit. They get picked off by grenades and by War Wagons in melee, which is probably the worst possible fate in the Warhammer universe. You can see the War Wagons also doing some good skirmish damage to that Feral Bastillodon, forcing it into an enrage. And not that there's a lot of units that can catch it, right? But the Hellblasters are doing some okay work. 61 kills there, 41 kills over here, so not too bad. It looks like this Feral Bastillodon will be able to be pulled into some spears. Some halberds, some other spears kind of sent forward to start to break up this advance. But, oh man, this is bad. These grenade launchers going to get caught up by some Cold One Riders here. That's quite a bit of value going to be lost out there, potentially. Nice wind blast across those halberdiers. Now they're going to get engaged by the Court of Sotek. And yeah, here comes the big push. Solar engine firing in here. Actually explodes one of those Hellblaster volley guns. And a Manticore summon also being used. So Falcon bringing the pressure now. Hellblaster crews firing point blank. You can see the War Wagons also making their stand here. We've got these halberdiers getting absolutely shredded by the Cohort of Sotek here. I say absolutely shredded. They're actually not taking too much damage there, not too quickly. But the Manticore coming back looks like he's going to be able to catch this Shadow Wizard, Gandalf here, which is obviously very bad. He's going to go ahead and pull away, pop that Enfeebling Foe, just in case he does have to fight him. And, yeah. Those Outriders with grenade launchers actually ended up not taking as much damage as I would have originally thought from the Cold One Riders, but you can see the Hellblaster crews now getting engaged on. And a nice little kind of column formation here. Shetland uses the column of spears to actually block, but here comes the Ancient, barreling straight through. Obviously, he can't be blocked by spears. Oh, and a beautiful finishing attack animation blows up that Hellblaster. And the other one gets blown up by a solar engine. So that unit is done. The other Hellblaster is also completely done. Balance of power not looking great for the Empire, as most of their troops are being kind of chased off by skinks or devoured in various sorts of horrible and painful ways. There are still these war wagons fighting, and I think we can safely say that Shetland Apache won the meme off here, no question. And it cost him the game. Oh yeah. Yep, it is a changeling tactic. It's not a good tactic, but it is a different one than something you would see me typically play. And there's a reason why I play the way I typically play, although against the Lizardmen, it's definitely a wild one. And honestly, you just replace these war wagons with Outriders, and I think this build suddenly is a lot better, to be honest. And maybe one Empire Knight as well. You need some kind of mass to block those Lizard Cavalry. The war wagons, though, they just don't have enough. Makes me so sad how bad war wagons actually are. If they were good, they were actually good, it would be so nice. Like if they were actual functional chariots, but they're not. They're not. They don't have anti-infantry. They don't have a good charge bonus. They don't even have good weapon strength. They're literally just wagons. Try. Well, he's playing the Cult of Sotek. How can he try hard if he's playing the Cult of Sotek? Come on. Can't bring Mazda Mundi. Like, you can't even bring Gorok. It's just sad. That was a cool build from Shetland. Definitely liked it. I don't think it worked, but... Alright. So, next up, we've got Ronin. Or, you know what, actually, let's get Evan in here. Ronin, you're going to be up next. Get this. Bring it over here. Okay. Alrighty. Get him in here. We'll get some music playing. I'm gonna go grab some water. I will be right back. Okay, just a second. And I'm back. And sorry you guys all had to see that abomination of a Gorst screenshot there. That was definitely a mistake. Normal wagons I think actually can be okay there, Shetland. I just think I think committing to the Hellblasters is a little much. I almost think you have to like go dedicated kite with the war wagons. Like, it gets expensive to do war wagons and outriders. But if you do, especially with like a Balthazar kite build, you go like Balthazar in the air with Plague of Rust, so you can get like 4 Pistoliers, and then the war wagons. Get like some Empire Knights, go with like a not quite full cav, but just more mobility centric. So you're not necessarily tied to the stationary artillery, but get +5 melee attack, +5 melee defense. Or how about Aristo, an ability that replenishes ammo for Empire troops? Not that you would ever really use that very much. Actually, I would for Pistoliers, because Pistoliers burn their ammo super fast. But if you could, like, let's say, just imagine the war wagons are carrying around stores of ammunition, right? So what if they could, like, kind of like the gunnery wights, like, hand out ammunition, right? Like, oh, here, like, it would be a super short range, so the Pistoliers would have to, like, literally run back almost in contact with the wagons. Then they could get more ammo, right? Yeah, I think it'd be cool to get an ammo replenishment from the war wagons. At least as a Pistolier player. Use it on grenades. Yeah, that's true, Shetland. Grenades also run out of ammo pretty quickly. And especially in a long kite game, like if you use all of your ammo, that's a lot. It is a lot. Pans, Pelt, and Time Warp. There we go. Then they actually might hit someone. Do war wagons even have melee attack animations? Do they even have melee? Is it just the horse, like, nomming someone's head? Or, like, what exactly is their melee attack animation even? I don't even know. Like, I guess they do impact damage on the charge, right? Do they actually, like, have... Yeah, they probably won't. You know what, Lore Master of Sotek? I'm so glad you're here. I recently discovered, I shouldn't say recently, like a couple months ago I discovered that the Empire, I should say the cities of Sigmar in Age of Sigmar, that is the new Empire basically, as a character that can take a steam tank. Like, it's literally a steam tank commander, right? So what that means is, if they ever do make the Empire Engineer, I want him to have a steam tank mount so bad, like it's physically painful for me. I would love a steam tank lord so much, like a lord that could take a steam tank. Because then you could go double steam tank, potentially. Maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't change the rule, but... Yeah. Yeah, the gunnery wight. We need a living gunnery wight. So a gunnery sergeant. Or a gunnery engineer. Maybe, whatever. Corpse cart drains laughter. Is it a horse headbutting? Okay. They don't even have a wagon driver? That's what I'm saying. The horses are literally just pulling them around wherever. Like, that, yeah. Yes. Yeah, if we ever get the Master Engineer, he needs a steam tank mount. He should be a Lord level character, honestly, in my opinion, and he should have a steam tank mount. Because I want it. For no other reason. Mechanical Steed? Ah, come on. Come on. Maybe a legendary character in campaign that could get a steam tank mount. Like, I just want a character steam tank. Like, that was such a thing in the tabletop from what I remember. Like, the model, he has the dude poking out the top, like, with his sword and his pistol, ready to rumble. So, I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, back to the matter at hand here. we are going to be taking a look at another battle here. Cohort of Sotek, of course, from Felcon. It looks like he's got a Heavens? No, a High Slon and a Heavens Skink. Very interesting. Red-crested Skinks. We've got a bunch of Javs. Happy Javelin Day. And wowza, look at this kite build. 5 Chameleon Skinks. Beautiful. Javelins. He's got, yeah, Solar Engine, High Slon, and the Heaven Skink. I'm very curious to see. Well, let's look at this spell combination here. He does have Apotheosis, Hand of Glory, and Tempest. So this is a counter Marathi / Malekith. Now for the Dark Elves, we do have some Dark Riders in a reserve. Got some Repeater Crossbows, 3 Scourge Runners, so kind of counter kiting, or I guess kiting. Sword and Crossbow up in the air. That's going to be very, very dead. On the Dark Pegasus doesn't have a whole lot of HP, so something like 2 or 3 Tempests, some concentrated fire from all those missile units, it's going to be a bad day. We've also got a Sorcerer's Lore of Beasts, so yeah, let's see. The Sword and Crossbow here, I'm a little dubious about. I mean, this isn't necessarily the worst pick in the world, I don't think. It's actually a pretty decent pick in some situations. But, yeah, up in the air against a High Slon. Not a lot of people remember that the High Slon even exists, to be honest. And it is such a strong lore choice. Lore of High Magic is very good. Very, very good. The lore attribute in particular has to be one of the best in the game. Probably the best in the game, besides the healing ones. 11% damage resistance. Even then, that might be better than healing because it prevents you from taking damage in the first place, which is arguably better. You don't use up your healing cap, but... because I want it. Yep. Apocalypse Cow is Evan. Yeah. He was wanting to go to sleep soon, so I decided to put him in here. He'd asked me before about joining, and yeah. But we'll get you in here next, Ronan. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I say kite. It's not really necessarily even a kite. Not full kite, I wouldn't say. But Chameleon Skinks do really, really good damage, actually. They have pretty decent AP values, and more than that, their refire rate is ridiculous. They have, 5-second reloads? They're comparable to Pistoliers, honestly, in terms of their refire rate, which is obviously the best. But the Solar Engine's having a hard time making consistent contact on anything other than the ground, so they're probably going to try and come forward. Oh, how did I miss this thing? How did I miss a Dread Saurian and another Solar Engine? What have I been doing this entire time, honestly? Yeah, so the Chameleon Skinks will need to be used very well against the Dark Rider Repeater Crossbows here. That being said, Scourge Runner Chariots getting a little bit over-aggressive and just eating all of the poison missile units in the direct face. Although a charge will be landed here. You can see the Dread Boy coming after him. They're going to have to stay on the move there, but taking consistent DPS from all those missiles, Solar Engine in particular, and you can see the Dark Riders here. They're doing some good damage in return, but they're also taking a lot of Javelin and Skink Skirmisher fire there. The Cohort of Sotek came over here. They got engaged on some Cold One Knights who actually wrapped up a unit of Chameleon Skinks. So, pretty interesting. Meanwhile, over here on the far side, Dark Riders came in. Good charge bonus on them, 40 charge bonus, able to clean up some Skink Cohort. And now look at this. Got another unit of Cold One Knights coming in. So the Scourge Runners, honestly, should just hang back and conserve their ammo for the Dread Saurian at this point. They're going to need it to take down that Dread Saurian. And this kind of concentrated mobile rush can take out a lot of the Skinks in melee on both sides of the battlefield. I hear a Manticore summon as well as the Dread Saurian's way out of position, having over-pursued here. The Cav are going to try and come in and try and help, but honestly, this is not an engagement that you should really be taking with Cold One Knights. The Dread Saurian is very good against heavy cavalry, so we'll see. They might actually be able to get a good situation here because they got kind of an isolation, surrounded on multiple sides. You can see Murderous Prowess also popping off right now. The Shield of the Old Ones is popped to help give some of that damage resistance there. You can see the Dark Rider advance also kind of got broken up. Scourge Runner Chariots pulling through. They do not want to sit and fight that Dread Saurian. Definitely want to get away and take advantage of that missile attack there. But the Manticore providing some really nice pressure here, along with those Cold One Knights, have taken quite a bit of damage themselves. But you can see the repeater crossbows coming over to the far side of the battlefield here. Yeah, Evan definitely needs to try and concentrate all his missiles right here on the Dread Saurian if he can. But it looks like try to stay mobile as well and just not get tied up in too many different places. There's units all over the battlefield here, like these Cold One Knights can potentially come back, get back in the fight here. You can see Skink cohorts chasing away, doing a very good job of doing that. And suddenly the Manticore, the tables turn very quickly when he's without support, and he just gets eaten, straight up eaten by the Dread Saurian there. And since the Dread Saurian survived, he can get that consistent apotheosis, that consistent Shield of Safri as well, try and stave off the missile damage here. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure how these Scourge Runners got into this situation, but they're back here in Monster Mash they really shouldn't be involved in. And yeah, I'm not sure about this either. Rear charging here with the Dreadlord Sword and Crossbow to maybe try and just pull the Dread Saurian away. That Dreadlord definitely does not want to take this engagement at all in melee. That being said, the Dark Elves are slightly ahead on the balance of power at this point, as the Dread Saurian's continuing to take some consistent damage chasing those Chameleon Skinks, and a nice Amber Spear as well from that Sorceress. Does make good contact there. Oh no, this is bad. The Dread Saurian now is enraged, and it looks like Cold-Blooded not being popped here. I'm not sure exactly the cooldown on that. There it is. Cold-Blooded now being popped, but the Summoned Manticore comes in for a rear attack. These Cold One Knights are going to come in, try and get a little bit of damage. Again, though, Dread Saurian is just so good against heavy cavalry. It just kills them all so fast, but Dread Saurian's in a bad situation here. You can see the leadership units trying to reorganize to come over in here and fight. Honestly, if Evan had these other missile units all concentrated right here to take out the Saurian, he might have been done already, but at this point he can probably try and chase it off. A little bit of friendly fire potentially there, but looking a little bit dicey for the Lizardmen at this point, as the Sword and Crossbow Dreadlord come in, and the Saurian actually went down there, and that's now going to leave the Skink Chief, or the Skink Priest all exposed. The Solar Engine just whiffing a few very key shots there, not able to get solid contact, and yeah, Tempest not being used also on the Dreadlord there. Potentially going to be a mistake into this late game. We'll see. There's still plenty of units for the Lizardmen. Still plenty of heavies, especially with the two Solar Engines. And they're going to provide some nice counterfire on these repeater crossbows here, as the crossbows kind of start to use up their ammunition reserves. But the Slon being in trouble, I think, is a big problem. The Solar Engines really don't have the mobile response capacity to try and bail him out here. And likewise, the yeah, they're a little bit busy dealing with the Dark Riders as it is anyway, but a nice banishment placement there, along with the Solar Engines, can probably finish off these Dark Riders' leadership, potentially rout them away. A really nice Wind Blast as well, trying to keep this infantry fight, scaled in the Lizardmen's favor. A rear attack from the Skink cohort might be able to break off the Dread Spheres there. A handful of the cohort of Sotek also providing some poison. Very nicely done there. The three Scourge Runners, though, still being alive is obviously a problem for Lizardmen infantry, but here's the question: do the Dark Elves actually have the tools to finish off the Solar Engines, both of which are very healthy? I mean, one way you could finish them off is purely through leadership, if you're able to finish this Slon here, break it. I guess the Dreadlord does still have quite a bit of ammunition as well, but a little bit of wasted ammo there from those repeater crossbows. Not sure exactly what they're shooting at. Maybe the cohort of Sotek there? I'm not 100% sure, but likewise, the Dreadlord getting really aggressive here, going in after the Slon in melee. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Currently, there is a list. We'll see. Right now, I've got Ronin up next, and then a move, and then that's pretty much it for the time being. Oh no, Wicked as well. That's right, I got you on here, Wicked. So yeah, meanwhile, back in the battlefield, you can see that nice force concentration from Falcon to actually get back in this fight, and look at how quickly that balance of power stabilized as soon as that Dreadlord started to take a lot of damage and got terrified there. So Evan definitely needs to stay patient. Stay fighting here, keep the pressure up, and try and finish off that high Slon if he can. Keep this Dreadlord out of range. Dreadlord has 90 armor, which is pretty good, but it's not a ton. Likewise, the Sorceress Laura Beast here, potentially in a bad situation, but I don't know. I don't know. With the last of the ammunition being used up here on these various units, I just don't know that the solar engines can really be taken down here, and the Slawn with the solar engines all fighting in kind of a little death box here is actually surprisingly potent. Looks like there's a handful of chameleon skinks as well who can continue to provide poison in melee. And yeah, I'm not really too confident here. You can see those Dread Spears immediately nope out of there and get terrified. I guess the Dreadlord can continue to use up his ammo to a degree here, but we're just about out. Yeah, I mean, he is engaging with some of these other melee units here, so... Oh, the Amber Spear finishes off the Slawn there, and that puts the balance of power decisively back in the favor of the Dark Elves. Honestly, right now, you could probably just charge in multiple units, get a bit of a surround. If you can finish off this Skink Priest right now, get rid of that last leadership kind of aura, then you could probably just route these two Bastiladons off with leadership purely. But let's see what Evan does here. Will he finally be able to dethrone the king? Belcon been going on quite a run with the Lizards here. Let's see what it takes. Dreadlord looks like he kind of got a little bit of an awkward charge there, charging through the Dreadsaurian's body and then getting stuck immediately on the other side, but clips through. Comes to try and finish off the Skink Priest here. Skink Priest actually does get routed, but now will the Bastiladons lose their leadership? That's the question. Can the Dark Elves actually break their leadership? Because it's not guaranteed by any means. I guess there are still a few of these Dark Riders with crossbows, but the wild one. That is a very, very close game. Amber Spear. That was a great Amber Spear, finishing off that Slawn. Nice Solar Engine shot as well, trying to use up the last of the ammunition there. It's so close to army losses for the Lizardmen, but I don't know. Maybe because the Dreadlord has so much ammunition here, which he keeps diving into combat when he really could just sit up in the air and continue shooting. Oh man, yeah, the Dreadlord could lose this right now if he's not careful, getting shot in melee, or getting hit in melee rather. I mean, I guess there is the one more Solar Engine shot to potentially finish him off here. Man, this is so close. And the little skinks with jabs on the back shooting him, but the one with the ammo actually breaks there. Oh no. Oh no, another Amber Spear as well from the Sorceress. Let's see. Makes solid contact. Doesn't do the most damage in the world, but it's something. The Chariots are holding him in place. We've got more Skink Cohort coming back. They're going to throw some Javelins now at the Dreadlord. Does a little bit of damage to him. He's down to about 500 HP. Man, this is so close. Holy cow. Yeah, here come the Scourge Runner Chariots. They're going to try and get a charge on the Javelins. That's probably a good idea. Javelins do get a volley. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord doing what he should, picking away with his crossbow, not engaging in melee, while the Sorceress kind of makes sure the other units don't come back. This other Bastiladon here. And I think that should be it. Yeah, you can see the balance power takes even more of a dive there as the Bastiladon routes away, and this Chariot is able to finish off these Skinks. A miscast there. Blows up the Sorceress. She gets hit by the Bastiladon and routes. Oh man, this could not get any closer, folks. Oh man. Yeah. Chariot's so close to routing. The Chariot's got to come back around and get back at the Solar Engine here. Solar Engine, all it can do, it really is go to try and take out the Chariots and try and route them away. And yeah, the Dreadlord at that point can't really do much else. Here come the Chariots for their final glorious charge. Wow. Wow. Right characters count far too much on the balance of power. This Solar Engine, I don't know though, the Bastiladons don't have the best leadership in the world, and with that crossbow continuing to pick away, of course, on the flip side, the Skink Javelins on the back of this guy actually have unlimited ammunition, so they can continue firing in perpetuity. But I don't expect, yeah, the Scourge Runners very quickly get terrified away. Dreadlord charges down. He does have 65 charge on the Pegasus there. If he takes like one hit though from the Bastillodon, it's all over. So, he did take a little bit of a hit there. Oh no, the Bastillodon looks like it's gonna lose its leadership first. Oh no, who will rout first? And he gets terrified. Wow. Wow. The last terror route at the last second wins the game just barely for the Solar Engine. Wow, what a finish. Holy cow. Woo, that has to be one of the best games I've ever casted on my channel. That was wild. Absolutely wild. To the very wire. Woo. GG indeed. That was crazy. Oh, that was insane. The last second terror. That Dreadlord, he was like, all right, I got this. I got this. Nope. Woo, wee, wee. That was... All right, Ronan, you're up. Ooh. That was, yeah. Great game. Oh man, that's the games like this are why I do what I do, honestly. That was a great game. Yeah, thank you, Evan. Thank you for playing. That was Woo. That was a wild one, as they say. Definitely enjoyed that. Thank you. Yeah, the Amber Spear, that can happen. That can happen if you overcast. Magic missiles in particular, if you overcast and they blow themselves up and then rout, they won't actually cast the missile. So you do need to be careful overcasting magic missiles in particular. But I mean, in a game that's that close, there are about like 100 different things that could have gone very minorly differently to change the outcome of the battle. So honestly, I just sit back and enjoy it, right? That's... Woo. Malekith will have a word or two with this Dreadlord. Yeah. Only one word from Malekith. Yeah, pain. For sure. Oh, wow. That was great. I enjoyed that a lot. That was just fantastic. Now we're going to be having Norska versus Lizardman for this next one. Ronan jumping in here. Yeah, it happens, Evan. It happens. In my opinion, there should be like a 5 to 10% base miscast chance for all spells, because that's how it is in tabletop. But that might be a little annoying. Just randomly blow up and lose. But yeah. Oh man, yeah. Without that overcast, you might have been able to finish it with the Amber Spears, because it could have done a little bit of extra damage. And even just having her alive to apply a rear attack penalty when he's fighting, when the Dreadlord's fighting it. Yeah, it's just honestly, like I said, in a game that close, like legitimately, like RNG dice rolls in the game could also have made the difference. Like when there's games that are that close, like it's never only one thing that would cost you the game, right? Like it's a whole symphony of madness, to be honest. Oh, great game though. You should be proud. That was an awesome one. It's like these guys are just about ready to give us another rumble, so here we go. They're getting loaded in. Yeah, Amber Spear has had a lot of bugs over the years. It used to just not cast ever when you would cast it from a Beast Chariot, which was kind of hilarious. But, okay. So we're here now on the map. I believe this is Empyreot Ridge. Definitely a fun one. Raining in the snowy north, which is a little strange, but there you go. Got, stuff going on up here. There's skulls in the mountains, Norskins and lizardmen, and this obelisk over here, which is pretty cool. Don't think I ever noticed that before. Definitely spooky. No doubt somewhere in the mountains of Norska. I love the little lake over here as well, like this little frozen over lake bed here. Does not count as aquatic, but definitely a lake. So that's fun. It's a fun map. Amber Spear. Yeah, Amber Spear is Britney Spears' younger cousin who is a hippie and sells crystals. I don't know. Right? That's what I'm saying, Shetland. Apparently, it's not an issue for him, but we've got some Pterodons up in the air, 3 Pterodon Riders. We've got Skin Cohort with Javs, Temple Guards, 3 Temple Guards, and some Saurus Warriors Spears. Very interesting. I am not a fan of Saurus Spears at all, but let's see what they can do here. Cohort of Sotek, of course. A Light Mage. Okay, now I understand. The idea here is we've got all this anti-large that really doesn't have the best attack stats at the end of the day, and then the Light Mage comes in with a beautiful banishment. No, Barona's Time Warp. And we've also got Carnosaur. So there's that, Feral Carnosaur. Big puppy, not the Tiger King. We've also got, for the Norskin side, Wulfric the Wanderer, Marauder Berserkers, got some Norskin Ice Trolls, Javelin Hunters. It's a Norskin build. Feral Manticore, definitely a Norskin build. Pro XMT strat, because Norskin Manticores are the meta. Manticores in general are just meta, to be honest. More Berserkers. Yep. Oh, yeah. It looks so manufactured. Yeah, I think it looks okay. The background is really... I mean, this one looks... It's a little plain, but considering this is like a very early map from Total War Warhammer 1, I think it's pretty good. The weather effects is what weirds me out, like the fact that it's raining right now in game, but... Perfect symmetry, 2 axes, yep. Yep. So, off the bat, Pterodons are coming forward to do some skirmishing, some kiting. Wulfric the Wanderer will take some of those air javelins. It's not going to do a ton of damage to him, but it will do some. And the Solar Engine can one-shot Norskin Ice Troll models. So, that's bad for the Ice Trolls. Oh no, he's fine. I thought for sure that would one-shot them because Ice Trolls, Norskin Ice Trolls are actually 45% weak to fire. That's so bad. He's fine. Don't worry, he's fine. He actually has enough HP to resist that shot. Just barely, probably. But I for sure thought that would one-shot the unit models here. That's very interesting. We all learned something new today. But let's see how the defensive-offensive goes for the Lizards with the Lore of Light there. Makes for some good choke points. Oh, yeah. Right? Like, any sensible commander, to be honest, would, like, form up your army on any of these hills and not fight out in this open area, but whatever. The Ice Trolls, although they are regenerating nicely, they have dropped a model now, and their leadership's not doing too hot. These other Ice Trolls standing very menacingly in front here, and we're going to have a boat. Boat clips a couple Temple Guard there. Doesn't kill any unit models, but that's okay. Mammoth is standing firm. And the Temple Guard come forward. Oh no, did someone drop? No, don't drop. Lags. Bad lags. No, just overcast Plague of Rust here on this Temple Guard, taking them down to only 25 armor. That being said, there's not really a lot of units to like super quickly follow up. The Berserkers would have been nice to synergize. Instead, I would have thrown this overcast Plague of Rust on this Temple Guard right here that's actually fighting the Berserkers. Could have got some pretty good value there, but here comes the Barona's Time Warp. And, yeah, all these Lizardmen units going to be getting massive attack buffs from that, up to 55 attack, just absolutely shredding all these units here. You can see the Feral Carnosaurs also diving around right in this area as well. Looks like a Transmutation of Lead immediately being used to counter. That Transmutation of Lead does directly counter the attack buff portion of that Barona's Time Warp, so a nice little kind of counterplay there. You can see, though, that the Barona's Time Warp area is much bigger, so it is actually hitting some of these units which are not in the area of effect of that Transmutation of Lead. Like these Temple Guard in particular, these Saurus Warrior Spears are actually beating out Berserkers pretty nicely there with those overlapping buffs. So pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, honestly, Transmutation of Lead should have the same area of effect as Barona's Time Warp, in my opinion. That would actually make it a pretty good spell. It's already okay, but that would make it a much better spell, I should say. But Pterodons coming in, Temple Guards just absolutely shredding through that front line. I mean, granted, bounce power is still pretty close. Wolfric's having to run away, though. Scroll of Shielding being popped on him as he books it from the Carnosaur. The Solar Engine can continue to apply the blind debuff on him, and then the Carnosaur will just trade so effectively. Overcast Plague of Rust, though, on that Carnosaur, bringing down only 35 armor. Again, there's just really not a lot of units to follow up very quickly. You know, no Marauder Horsemen or anything like that. But let's see. We still have some regenerating Trolls coming back over here. And we've still got some Javelins who could potentially try and pick away the, at the Skink, the Slawn, rather. Feral Manticore. Right, I love the color scheme of the Court of Sotek. It looks so, so good. That's true, Dread Saurian. You can see here Wolfric continuing to take pressure. I'm not really sure why the balance of power is still looking so good for Norska. I guess it's because there's still a lot of Javelins and Trolls alive. But let's see, a nice isolation here. Going to try and take out the Solar Engine. Wolfric coming in with a massive charge. Should get a huge attack animation right there. Does quite a bit of damage, but here comes another Transmutation of Lead. Drop rocks being used there. Doesn't quite get the best contact, but that Transmutation of Lead will be a nice little debuff on all of the Lizard's attack stats. Here comes the Barona's Time Warp. Looks like. Yep, there's a Barona's Time Warp on that Carnosaur there. So he now has, what, yeah, 49 melee attack, plus his bonus versus large. He can get in, get some good work done. That Transmutation of Lead, Barona's Time Warp kind of counterplay, very interesting, but unfortunately for the Norskins, they're just kind of starting to run out of steam a little bit in this attrition fight. Norskins aren't that great at attrition. They need to generally, not always, but typically they need to win fast or they'll have a hard time. That seems to be the case here. But, yeah, definitely a valiant effort. A nice boat being thrown through the middle of that formation of infantry. Wolfric gets a head slam on the Slawn, but nope, it's out of there pretty quickly. Not too surprising. That should trigger critical army losses, I would think. Oh, only on Overcast. Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, because that thing has such a huge AoE. 55 meters is massive. That is an absolutely massive AoE, so yeah, that's cool. All right, all right. Another victory for Falcon there. And let's get the next competitor queued up. We've got A-Move Hacker on deck. So we'll get him in here. GG. GG indeed. Just check something here. I think I forgot last time to give somebody a shout out on Streamlabs. They gave me a donation and I totally did not call that out. So let me just quickly check in here and make sure I actually have this pulled up in case anyone is donating through Streamlabs. Doesn't look like it right now, but just in case. Nobody can stop the lizard train today. Man, Evan gave it a really good go, and Ronan did too, to be honest. But, yeah, Falcon seems to be on a mission. So, bear with me just one sec, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm back. And these guys are still getting their picks locked in here, so let's get the map selected. Okay, let's do Prague. Alright, took me a minute to get that locked in there. And now we're just chilling, waiting for these guys to get their stuff ready. So hopefully you all are doing well today. Been a pretty good day for me so far. Got stuff done, which needed to be done. Yeah, after this stream, let's see, we've got on the list a move, and then I think Wicked is probably going to be the last one on the list, unless I missed anyone. You guys will have to let me know, but got a move now, Wicked next, and then I think I'm going to end the stream after that. So, yeah, Med 2 playlist. I can probably do that. Pretty fire, huh? Pretty good. I'm a huge fan. It's this soundtrack's probably one of the greatest of any game, in my opinion. Okay. And back here. Alright, so it looks like it will be Empire versus Lizardmen. Interesting matchup. Interesting one. One that can go in a number of different ways. I think for the Empire, the missiles are really key here, in my eyes, to victory. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, the missiles, especially Outriders, Huntsmen obviously can be pretty good here, although their lack of AP can be a bit of a problem as well sometimes. Yeah, the mobile missile cav, definitely pretty strong. Unfortunately, your artillery pieces just don't do enough single target damage to really be worthwhile against monsters. So that's a little bit tough in that way, but we shall persevere. Okay, looks like these guys are just about ready here. Alright, and I got like 30 bucks donations from previous days off of PayPal. Just saw that. It's great. War Wagon spam. Well, Swiss Faction, if you go back and watch the... we had one game in this matchup already, Shetland Apache challenging Falcon, and there were 3 War Wagons in that game. Absolutely. What's up, Flying Taco? Going to be an Ark of Sotek, absolutely. An Ark of Tacos? Ooh, that sounds good right now. Hungry. Somebody bring me an Ark of Tacos, please. You know, actually, I need to look into this, but I think they have some streaming, like, plugins. I think this is for Twitch only, maybe. I'd have to look for YouTube, but I want to say at one point there was a streaming plugin you could get that would allow your viewers to literally order you pizza and, like, food and stuff. Because I would totally order an Ark. I would let you guys order me an Ark of Tacos for sure. Maybe a Thomas the Tank Engine of the Gods. Just checking on a couple things here on the side, making sure we're all good there. Yeah. So plans for this week, like I said, I need to make that announcement video. I'm still trying to finish up my health and leadership video. It's taking a little bit more time to come together than I thought, but I should be recording that tomorrow so I can get it edited this week. But I really do want to get that one done because it's pretty important. I've discovered some pretty important things as it relates to health and leadership, and in particular crumbling. Like, I've been memeing about disliking crumbling for a long time, and I figured out why finally I hate it so much. Like, mathematically proved why I have a strong distaste for it. So I do want to present that to you guys, because then people will, when they ask me what my problem with crumbling is, I can just point them to that video. But yeah, so far, did we have a crash? Did somebody crash? We got a long time to load in. Typically doesn't take this long, both these players, but let's give them another couple minutes here. As far as the rest of this week goes, probably going to be trying to finish the Gorse campaign still. Build Factory stream will be tomorrow. And yeah, and then we're going to do probably Gorse Tuesday, maybe another King of the Hill Wednesday. Hey, what's up, Tam10? Do I like Outriders with grenade launchers? I love them as a unit, absolutely. I think they're awesome. I don't use them super often because they have a low model count and low HP. They're very easy to get completely and totally killed. But if you use them in the right spot at the right time, they do a ton of damage. Like, it's a lot of damage. Oh, that's rough, Mako. Yeah, I know both of these players. I know they both have good connections and good PCs for the most part. Like, this is just some kind of anomaly with this particular lobby. We might need to actually rehost it, unfortunately. But let's give it another minute. Belcon does still reign, Shetland. Yeah, you missed a ridiculously close game between him and Evan. He just barely squeaked out a win in that one. But yeah, he's still on the throne for the time being. Doing well, man. Doing well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, been doing pretty good. You know, honestly, I am very grateful during this time. Well, a lot of other people are going through a lot of other really hard things, and I feel blessed. Honestly, to have all you guys here. Even like other content creators I've noticed have reported that their CPM is going down, or they're not, like, ads aren't being served on their videos as much as they were previously, and just their YouTube income is going down. And I feel very fortunate in that mine has gone up pretty substantially. Like, I don't make a ton of money from YouTube in the first place, but it went up by about $100, you know, month over month as opposed to last month, I should say, like March versus February. So I am super happy with that. Not only that, but yeah, like, it's just being able to stream more and interact with you guys has been a huge positive for me. And like, I haven't lost my day job. My salary's been reduced, but I still have a job. And so, like, I'm just very grateful for everything I have right now, to be honest. And that includes all you guys watching right now, so thank you. Thank you for being here. All the players, of course, especially giving their hard play time. I know, it's so hard to play a game that's enjoyable and fun. Can be stressful, honestly, to play competitively at a high level, but it looks like we managed to burn all 300 seconds with somebody's light bright here, so... Oh, looks like A-Move unfortunately wasn't able to connect there for whatever reason. I like this build a lot too, man. That's too bad. Oh, did we lose him? No. No. Let's see. Maybe his PC crashed. Maybe his... It looks like he's still online, so... Hacked! Oh, looks like we got him back. Okay, let's give it a second go. Game crash. Okay. Tabbed out while the game is loading. Classic mistake. Yeah, this game occasionally gets very upset when you do that. Thanks, Stamin10. Appreciate it. All you guys. Jacob, all you guys. No, Ark of Sotek. Right? Yeah, he did have a Croc Score Ancient. That's pretty good. Okay. Man, I always forget how good these tracks are. Fire. You know what's funny? Is, most undead units would not crumble from full health to 0 in 300 seconds. Most. Like, almost all, I think. Like, literally anything with under 3,000 HP would, but that's, like, think about how many undead units have more than 3,000 HP. That's pretty rancid, Aristo. That's pretty rancid. You know what? I'm not going to give you authority for a timeout, but I will say you can delete one message. You can delete one pun that offends you. You can just delete the message itself. How about that? There we go, Leo. Yeah. Off stream and pancakes. That's what's up. King of the Dead. I was going to be done soon, but I could be convinced, I suppose. No, I'm getting really hungry. Yes, it is from Medieval 2. That is correct. Almost all of the music on my streams will be from that game, at least for the time being. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got here for these builds. Yeah. Excuse me. For the Lizardmen, up front, skink cohorts with red crests. We've got Chameleon Skinks and the Croc Score Ancient, Skink Priest Lord of Vis, a bunch of Cold One Riders, and a Feral Bastillodon. For the Empire, we've got Marcus Wolfheart, 3 War Wagons, a Light Wizard, looks like Nets, Fawn's Protection, and Shem's Burning Gaze. Sorry, not Nets. Barona's Time Warp. We've also got Grenade Launchers, Death Jacks, Empire Knights, lots of State Troop Infantry. It's a build. Absolutely a build. No terror, which is a little bit of a downside, but you don't always need terror. You just should always have it against non-undead factions. Maybe. Well, Leo, I've been trying to get on a consistent schedule. It's hard for me. I would say expect streams typically. Yeah, I'll try and get an announcement video put together and make like a set schedule and stick to it, but typically my streams are in the weekdays. I try and stream in the morning, like around 10 a.m. U.S. Mountain Time, and then on the weekends I usually go later in the afternoon, like around 3 or 4. Yeah. Looking good so far. Both players just kind of picking away at each other here and there. Got some grenade launchers going after the skink cohort with jabs there. They have to be careful. That's a very inefficient trade if they take a face full of jabs. Likewise, the solar engine can clip a few models there and do some good damage. Oh, got that Chem's Burning Gaze trying to snipe out the caster there. Well hidden, along with some other units. Takes a little bit of a beating, but there are actually 2 casters here, so sniping just the one won't do a whole lot. But nice grenade launcher play there. Yes, yep. The timeline's definitely a pain. Yeah, so weekday mornings and then weekend afternoons is going to be what I'll try to stick to. I don't always have a stream every day, but definitely check in around those times, and you should see something. So yeah, likewise, Aristo, if you want to post a link to the dedicated tournament Discord, to Shetland's Discord, that I often will post announcements in that Discord when I'm going live, so you can always check there as well. But yeah, so far, A-Move's kind of kite is working pretty well. These war wagons are just fast enough that they're not getting charged. They're about to get charged by these Cold One Riders. They're actually getting some really good skirmish damage done for the time being. At least I say that, and that's not actually true as I say it out loud, but let's pretend that it's true. The grenade launchers are at least getting some kills here. Let's see. Yeah, a whole 2 kills there, as they take a massive amount of fire from the Chameleon Skinks. Yeah, they get a pretty decent volley, but again, that low health, low model count does turn into a pretty big issue. You can see how A-Move is now starting to wheel around the war wagons. The thing about the war wagons, too, is because these aren't anti-large Cold One Riders, they don't have the best attack in the world, they're not going to be making super consistent hits against the wagons here, and the wagons can then get screened out by some of these, what are those, Knights of the Blazing Sun, Empire Knights? Either or. Nice net from Marcus allows the Empire Knights to charge in relatively unopposed. War Wagons can now hang back and use their skirmish power to come in here. Meanwhile, Crocscore Ancient straight up the pipe in the front line, coming to beat down the Sigmar Sons here, along with the Feral Segadon. You can see the second line of state troops running in here. Spears pointed. And yeah, not sure where Marcus is at, but a nice wind blast ripping through the Empire formation there. Looks like we've got a little bit of a Barona's Time Warp on the swordsmen as they duke it out with some red crests. Should be able to win that engagement pretty decisively. But I like the use of the war wagons here, kind of disrupting this advance, applying some nice missile pressure as well. Knights of the Blazing Sun and Empire Knights can kind of then pull away and charge back in here for kind of a second push, if you will. Nice Manticore summon, though, being pulled up. Probably going to throw in that in the back line to try and chase some of these war wagons away, potentially either come in or do a terror route on these Empire Knights. The Empire Knights and the Knights of the Blazing Sun have been left in here a little bit overlong against, like, the Chameleon Skinks, the Red Crests and so on. They don't have the best melee defense in the world, so they will take some damage there. It looks like the Beast, the Manticore, goes after the Hunter here, Marcus, who is not too happy about having to fight a Manticore in melee. Marcus is a good combatant, but not good enough to beat a Manticore. Manticores are actually very strong for their cost, particularly that 50 charge bonus. Pretty good here, and you can see the balance power turning very quickly for Falcon as the rush is imminent. There it is. Hey, thanks, Wicked. Does missile resist affect explosive damage? You know, that is a really good question. I'm like 90% sure it doesn't, but I have not tested to see. I don't know of a way. I guess I could devise a test to actually figure out if that's true or not, but I'm 99% sure that explosion damage is not subject to missile resistance. Because, like, you saw those chameleon skinks, for example, take a lot of damage from the grenade launchers, right? So... Yep. And that's a victory for Falcon. A nice attempt for the War Wagons. One of them actually started with an XP chevron and managed to gain a second one over the course of the battle. So you know that means paid for itself, but a little bit over-memed at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't even know if that's a thing, but fun builds on both sides. Nice to see the Crocscore Ancient in action. He's a fun one for sure. Cool, cool, cool. So we'll get Wicked in here. Him and Falcon are in chat together, so he can get the details there. Yeah, exactly, Aristo. Yep, it's too much work for too little views. And one of the issues is because he stopped doing it for a while, to start it back up again, like he doesn't have his audience is moved on to other things. Like one of the things I found from my own experience is you have to keep yes, I think that's right, Aristo. You have to stay consistent, otherwise the YouTube algorithms won't recommend your videos like in the sidebar or on your homepage or whatever. Like if you're uploading consistently and if you're like you have that type of content being consumed consistently, it's more likely to be recommended. I don't know exactly all the voodoo behind it, but just from what I understand, like a series that you had stopped and you want to start back up again, and like because it takes so much time to produce, like there's an investment to even get that audience back consistently watching. So I don't know that that is necessarily worth his time investment, but yeah. Like, the reason why I do my battle cast the way I do is because it's pretty easy to, like, it's very low impact in terms of editing. There is literally almost always no editing, unless I'm, like, splicing multiple battles together. Now I do have been doing some more edited content, like my tier list, you know, some other guide stuff more recently, and that's been a lot of fun. It's definitely been very successful for me, but for the battles themselves, like, I never really saw the benefit in doing an overly produced battle, and even, like, I think Janet on occasion used to do it in a similar way, where you kind of, you know, compound different shots in a very cinematic way, and it looks incredible. It's very awesome, you know, great content to consume, but I just don't know that it was ever worth the time investment. I get comparable, you know, stats on my videos, and I do little to no editing, right? So that's kind of been my perspective on that. One of the reasons why it took me so long to even feel motivated to learn editing in the first place is I didn't really see that much value in it. But now doing the more like guide-focused content, especially, but just kind of more discussion stuff, you know, but not necessarily specific battle-focused content. Yes, yep. Different when you have a day job. Yep, for sure. For sure. And Party Elite's found a lot of success doing a lot of other things, so, you know, more power to him. And it's smart for him to stick to what he's having success in doing, right? Like, to do things that are not being successful is not the most sensible thing to be doing, especially as a business, right? But yeah, I agree. Shame he did. Yeah, yeah. Janet's videos, the cinematics were incredible. Party Elite too, just the breakdown and everything. Really quality content. So it is too bad, you know, that it just wasn't sustainable today. Yep. But we're here now, and these two are ready to rumble, so let's get it going. Let's check the time here. Man, we haven't been even going for 2 hours. We've had a lot of battles today in that time. I think we'll probably call it after this game. It's probably like 4 in the morning for Falcon right now. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry, King of the Dead. I was thinking about letting you in, but I think, I don't know, maybe unless Falcon's gonna keep going, but it's super late, and I'm also getting a little bit hungry. I gotta make myself some dinner, make some soup, but let's look at what we've got here. For the cohort of Sotek, a Life Salon once again, double Carnosaur with the Scarvet and a Feral. We've got Razordon hunting packs, Temple Guards, and Temple Guards, and Chameleon Skinks. So Lizard Mirror this time, of course. Wicked becoming the Mirror Man, learning all the Mirror matchups. We've got Chameleons up front, Skink cohort, Saurus Warriors, cohort of Sotek, Temple Guards. We've got Lord Croak, Tic-Tac-Toe, and an Ancient Salamander. 3 in the morning. Oh, not quite 4. Oh, yeah. Anyway, forgot to change the map. That's totally fine. Lizard Mirror. Chameleon Skinks are very bad against each other, to be honest. But they're going to start shooting each other regardless. See the Skink cohorts making their way forward here. Tic-Tac-Toe's nice orange and blue color scheme. Not too far off from the base Lizardman one, but a nice little orange hue there. But yeah, these Skink cohort go directly into the cohort of Sotek, which is not going to be the greatest time for them. Likewise, the 2 Carnosaurs immediately just dive straight in there. And looks like we're going to be Saurus matched up against Temple Guard. So the elite of the Lizardmen versus their mid-tier infantry. Keep in mind, though, we do have a deliverance of pizzas, potentially. Probably see that go off against these Temple Guard here shortly. But nice management in the back line. Doesn't get the best contact in the world, but we're going to have some Croc score fighting. 1 Croc score fighting, 2 not Croc scores, Carnosaurs. Come on, guys. I know I've played this game a few times. Tic-Tac-Toe comes down to try and assassinate the Salon, though. You can see that detonation as well. The Ancient Sally's throwing in some shots here. Tic-Tac-Toe's going to have to be careful. He does take a lot of missile damage from something like Chameleon Skinks or like the hunting packs here. They could potentially shred him. Haven't seen any pizza deliveries yet either, but nice heal going into backline on the Feral Carnosaur there. Looks like we've got a Blood Statue out of Spite going off. The Feral Carnosaur dueling the... what is that? Scar Veteran? Yes. Unfortunately, though, the Ancient Sally does get caught up a little bit here, but here we go. Carnosaur versus Carnosaur. Trying to bail the Ancient Salamander out. The Ancient Salamander does manage to actually squeak away there. Again, I haven't seen any of the pizza deliveries go off. I don't know. Here we go. Here's one. This is going to do some really good damage to these Temple Guards here. You can see the Temple Guards in the center actually ended up losing out as the Salon had to pull away there and just got swarmed by Skinks. Tic-Tac-Toe also doing a lot of damage, and that Ancient Salamander getting some really good shots in there as well, breaking a number of those Temple Guard units. Very, very good stuff. Nice back and forth. Tic-Tac-Toe probably want to drop down and just start attacking these hunting packs right here. Otherwise, they're going to shred him in the air real quick. Or he could just pull away. Either of those are valid strats. As for this Carnosaur here, getting chased off, could try and allocate some resources maybe to chase that off as well. Looks like Tic-Tac-Toe just got a nice little drop rock Tep-Hawk there on those Temple Guard. Rear charge comes in, try and finish them off. But the Razordons are going to be a bit of an issue at this point. They're being chased by some Chameleons here in the back line. They do get hit and poisoned by the cohort of Sotek there, so that's pretty good. Not that... I mean, I guess literally everything is poisoned all of the time in this particular battle, so because it's Lizardman on Lizardman, right? But Croak getting some rear attacks here on the cohort of Sotek. It's pretty good stuff. Temple Guards fighting there. You can see Tic-Tac-Toe comes in to get a nice break, and deliverance of pizzas. Do a little bit there. Nope. Takes quite a while to go off. Does a tiny bit of damage, but look at this. Tic-Tac-Toe actually dives down and is going to take on the Carnosaur. Brave little Tic-Tac-Toe going all in for the big monster fight. I really don't think this is a great idea for him to take this fight. That anti-large AP for the Carnosaur will absolutely massacre for Poor little skink bro. But he does manage to squeak back up in the air. Looks like he's going to be pursuing the Slon again there. He's got skink cohort coming in to support. Potentially some temple guards over here. Yeah, he's got to be careful not to get hit by that. Oh, that Carnosaur charge. Oh, the Carnosaur. Oh, no. Tic-tac-toe. Oh, the one hit. It's enough to actually probably shatter him completely. He is terrified at the very least. Balance power still very close, though. We've got regrowth going off on this source. Scarvet here, but it looks like another pizza delivery coming down for these Temple Guard. Oh, man. And Croak coming for the other Slon. Here we go. Let's play Slon Bumper Cars, guys. You ever played that game before? It's a pretty haggard game, to be honest. But let's see. In terms of combat stats, Croak only has 12 melee defense, so something tells me that the living Slon would probably win that engagement, but credit to Wicked here. He's done a great job keeping this ancient salamander alive somehow, despite the fact that it has about 2 HP in total to begin with. Gets a nice dive in here. Probably doesn't want to take those Temple Guards for too long, but still, just trying to stay away from the Carnosaurs is the main thing. And Croak feeling very comfortable in his little Temple Guard box as well. It's interesting. Tic-tac-toe comes back from route. Will he go for a risky charge here? Let's see. Looks like the Slon actually comes in and beats the ancient salamander, because of course it does. The Carnosaurs couldn't beat it. It took the Toad. And with that going down, that is going to be a pretty significant dent on the balance power. Tic-tac-toe comes down for one more. Looks like we got a pizza delivery as well, right on top of this pocket. As there are a few even Razordons in here to get blown up. That didn't do that much damage. But Tic-tac-toe is still fighting with about 300 HP left. He's doing everything he can to try and finish off this Slon. He does get a couple of hits there, but literally one hit from the Slon would probably finish him off. What, 320 weapon strength? I guess not quite, but he does get a hit there. Goes down to 99 hit points, and that is going to be it for Tic-tac-toe as forces of the Slon, the living Slon, clean up shop. So very well played. Looks like just Lord Croak going to be at the end there. Oh. Hey man, everybody's got to start somewhere, Aristo, right? Everybody's got to start somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, I'm Party Elite. He's done a lot for the community, definitely. And I don't know. I wouldn't say that my channel is a direct successor from his. Like, I didn't watch his content that much, to be honest. Even when he was producing Total Breakdowns. It just wasn't really on my radar all that much. But from what I have been told, like, it's like we both, like him and I both, are very solid in terms of information on these videos. But yeah. Very well played to Falcon there. Actually did a great job with the Razordon hunting packs, keeping them secure and responding. Likewise, Wicked did a great job there as well. 66 kills with Lord Croak. Tic-tac-toe getting into a few key situations and actually doing something useful rather than just dying horribly. It's always nice to see. Definitely the double Carno was a lot to deal with, though. And, yeah. I mean, both of these guys, Lizardmen, just don't really have great tools for chasing units off the battlefield, so both of them kind of struggled at different points in the battle, with different units kind of coming back and making a difference potentially, but credit to Falcon there, he's able to pull out the full stream. How about that? A full kill streak on stream with everyone, so huge thanks to everyone for coming out. That was Tic-tac too much fun. Oh, yep. So, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. That's going to be it for me for today. So, I'll kind of just hang around, let the chat filter through a little bit more if you guys have any last questions. But that is it for me for today. Alright, big thanks again to everyone who participated today. Yeah. Yeah, Heir of Carthage is a great guy. He's been longtime pillar of the community. I've been watching him for years now, since like 2015 probably. 2014, 2015 is probably when I started watching him, like right around the Rome 2 days, to be honest. So yeah, I'm an old school Total War fan. Like I've played all the Total Wars when they were new and relevant, pretty much. So I appreciate it, Optimus Pine. Don't forget to drop a like before you leave. It does help out the stream, and people will be watching this after the fact as well. So yep. Big thanks, everyone. You all have a good night, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.